Hi friends, coming to you directly from the Projects Lab today. I've got a fun little challenge for you to build. I made a little cardboard snapper, and what does it do? Well, it kind of jumps. So it's just some cardboard and some rubber bands, and I'll put it down here. Let's check it out and see what it does. It snaps. So it's a cardboard snapper. Hey, let's take a look at this. See what's going on here so you can build one of your own. There's one piece of cardboard and one rubber band. And what I did is I folded the cardboard in half and I made some little cuts in it, and then I just wrapped a rubber band around it. So here's what you need. You need scissors, pencil, a ruler, and some different sizes of rubber bands. I don't know exactly what kind of rubber bands you have at home, but you can experiment with the different rubber bands to see what works out best, because maybe the different rubber bands will make it snap more or less. So that's something for you to observe and challenge yourself. So this piece of cardboard is about 4 inches by about 2 inches. So I'm just going to use this box here, and I'm going to cut off an edge of it. And it's nice because it's white, so I'm going to measure. Match it up on one end here so you know where you're starting. 4 and then 2 inches. So I'm going to come in from the side like this, 2 inches, and I'm going to measure twice. Why do I measure twice? Because if I have 2 dots, I can draw a really straight line. So now I'm just going to connect the dots, draw a line across. I'm going to measure over here 4 inches again on this line. And now I have 2 dots, and all I have to do is connect those dots. And now I have something 4 by 2. So I'm going to cut this up now. Okay. Now I want to figure out where halfway in between 4 and 2 is. And I happen to know that half of 4 is 2 inches. So I'm going to just draw a little line right there on the 2. That should be good enough. Now I'm going to fold it right on that line. There we go. Fold that in half. Okay? So now we need to cut some notches into the edges here, right here and right here and right there and right there, so that our rubber band doesn't slip. So if we measure, I think it's about a ½ inch from each end. So you don't have to measure this part. It just might make it a little bit, it's a good practice for you. So remember, there's there's the 1 inch right there, ½ an inch is in the middle in between. So I'm just going to put a little line across here. And I'll do the same thing over here. I'll do it here. And here. And now I'm going to cut a little bit in. How much? Not very much, just a little bit. Just enough for the rubber band to stick. So I'll go in like this, give it a cut. I'm probably cutting in about 1/4 inch if you want to be precise. Go slowly and do a good job. All right. So I'm just going to bend these just a little bit so that our rubber band can get in there. So let's take a look at what kind of rubber bands I have. I have this nice big thick one. This came off a Broccolini. bunch, and then I have some other rubber bands here, which here's kind of a thick one. It's a little bit bigger than that one, and it's not as thick, but it's a little bit bigger. This one is super skinny and tiny, maybe super stretchy too. That one doesn't seem like it would have a lot of stretch to it. And then here's some kind of medium ones in between. But I think for this one, I want to try and use the biggest rubber band I can find, or I'm going to say the thickest rubber band, not necessarily the longest, but the thickest. And here's what I do. I take the rubber band and I kind of squeeze it into the slots that I just cut. See how I tugged it in there? It's okay if the cardboard bends a little bit. It's probably going to do that. Now, here's the tricky part, friends. Okay? I need to cross the rubber band. So watch what I'm going to do. I take it and I cross it over on itself like that. Okay? Now I'm going to go back around the outside. I'm going to bend this so it doesn't snap. Go around the outside of my cardboard. Make sure it gets in the slots, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so before I snap it, let's take a look. Can you see how it goes through? It wants to snap shut, doesn't it? Can you see how, wow, it's really super strong. I go behind on this side with the rubber band, and then on this side it makes an X pattern. So naturally, it wants to shut its mouth like this and close it. But what I'm going to do is take it and pull it open and pull it all the way around backwards on itself like that. Can you see what I did there? I'll do it again. There it is. With the X, I'm going to open that mouth up and pull it around so it's all the way back around the other side. And now, let's see if it snaps. Pretty good. And it closes up every time. So if I tried to snap it this way, I don't think it would work at all. That works a little bit. But it snaps much more when I open it and pull it all the way around the other side. Nice. Maybe you can make a game with the ruler and see how far you can get yours to snap. Okay? Put it over here. See if I can snap it a whole foot. Well, that one went up more than it went out. That one went more than a foot and went right out of the board. So, I hope you have fun trying to make this little cardboard snapper. If you make one, I'd love to see a picture of it. If somebody is helping you today make this, I want you to remember how nice and kind they are and give them a big hug. I think that would be great. It's a lot of fun to have somebody helping you out. And if you're doing this all by yourself, I want you to pat yourself on the back. Good job. See ya.